We're in a hot, sunny Cape Town with quite a strong breeze blowing for rounds 3 and 4 of the South African Superbike Championships. Official practice takes place just 4 hours before the first race, and after the Elf Suzuki of Brett McLeod won convincingly at Killarney, it is expected that Greg Gray and his auto-pace Cellular Honda in his home track at Killarney would come back into contention in today's race, despite not having the go-fast bits and pieces required from Japan to get the Honda onto the pace. Paul, the Honda's a lot faster since the last meeting at Killarney, but you're still waiting for the go-fast bits.
Well, that's right, Roger. The parts are due to be sent only on Monday, so we haven't had them for this race, and as you know, we didn't have them for Killarney. But it's a totally new bike, so we're developing really from scratch, and I think once we get the engine performance kit installed, then it's really a question of getting them up and running and then sorting out the suspension. But today has gone a hell of a lot better for the team.
Practice is like a full-scale race meeting with no less than 8 riders lapping within a second of each other, except for Russell Wood on pole position, a second ahead of his teammate Trevor Crooks. A lot of work going between Killarney and this meeting.
Yeah, we came down to the regionals about 2 weeks ago to do some testing, which I think was a good thing. We came down and within 2 or 3 laps we were on pace, doing low 16s. Trevor and Arushan were in the 17s. And today he's pulled the cat out the bag and given us a 16, so we won 2 on the grid, and I'm very happy with that.
Killarney I came 11th, and then we came down here for a regional, and since then lap times have improved every time I've ridden the bike, and I'll just take it easy until I feel comfortable.
Taking it easy, I mean, you're right on the front row. Are you comfortable riding with this whole pack?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. Russell's a fair bit quicker, but I'm sure by the next meeting I'll be even quicker and hope to give him a go.
The front row has different names this time, filling the first 4 places. There are 2 Yamahas and 2 Hondas, with Brad and Assis on the Shell Kawasaki getting fast each race on his new bike on the second row. Also on the second row, the McLeod brothers, Stuart and the South African champion Brett on the second row as well, after valve trouble broke a few motors in practice. And with Father Norman and Chief Engineer Gavin Pemberton working flat out, the hope is to make it to the starting grid, which they do, and they look quite relaxed, I must say, about the whole affair. But of course the doubt is there, will this motor have the same reliability to last this race? Right, it's time for South Africa's greatest motorsport action. Clerk of the course, Brian Hoskin, departs the starting grid. The revs are up and we're in business. 12 laps and 39 k's of action ahead, and 27 motorcycles. Look at this as they pile into Conti Corner, and notoriously bad starters are Wood and Crooks. From the front row, they've gone right back to 5th and 6th position as they come out of Conti Corner and head towards Engine Corner. It's Brad and Assis. Rocket starts from this former drag racing star. Second position is 16, which is Robbie Peterson, the Aeroq Honda, and then we've got Russell Wood in 3rd position with a lot of work to do with some of those very quick riders ahead of him. Trevor Crooks a little bit further in the pack. Here's an Assis going down to Shell Corner. With the adrenaline pumping, these riders are right on the limit. You couldn't get your knee dug further into the tarmac than that as they go around that Shell Corner and head up to Saber. Double right-hander. Flat out through, these motorcycles have been revved up to 17,000. Just listen to them wailing as they come down towards us. All of them Japanese 4s with water cooling. Here comes Russell Wood going to the inside of Robbie Peterson. He's gone to second. Bad start or not, and the man that he'll never let beat him is Brad Nasson, a green Kawasaki, just ahead of him. In 3rd position, we've got Robbie Peterson. Here's another pack being led there by Bo Levy, there's Dean Berry and the Aeroq Honda, and James Barson on the limit. They're racing shoulder to shoulder as they come out of Vodacom Corner. And we've got some riders down. They've taken a tumble. 2 of them are out of this race. They're at the side of the road, all without it. No, there's 3 of them. All 3, Bo Levy, Dean Berry and James Barson, have gone down. No, it's Gareth Kenwood has gone out there. The local man has gone down in the power. Fortunately, just winded. They're a little bit sore there, but they're going to be okay. And Nassus is under pressure there from Russell Woods going for it. It's taking him a lap to get to the front of his past him here on Engine Corner, and he has. Wood has gone to the front. He set up the fastest lap, faster than anybody's ever gone around the circuit on a motorcycle. He got pole position, and now he's on front. But look there, number 16. The Zimbabwean. He won a championship in 1987, did Robbie Peterson in 3rd position. Then we've got Greg Gray in front of his home fans. He gets really fired up. Adrenaline pumps for him. And then Brett McLeod leads his brother Stuart through there with Lance Isaacs doing very well leading that other pack onto the brakes. Winding their way down to Vodacom Corner. Russell Wood has got it in the front. It's Brad and Assis. And number 1, Brett McLeod, has passed Greg Dreyer and he's gone to 4th position. So all that work they put into that motorcycle, had that valve trouble, is starting to pay off. He's lying 4th and he's starting to close on them. 16 is Peterson, 2 is Dreyer. Here comes the next pack. 25 is Isaacs, 21 is Crooks. As they come through, 7 is Sean White, also from Zimbabwe, in that second pack. On the limit as they go through Continental Corner and start to power it on their way up to engine corner. Russell Wood heads down. You can see the body language today. Look, he gets it sideways. He's going into the corner. Robbie Peterson now under threat from the others. He's got Greg Dreyer behind him, and Brett McLeod has gone to third. He's on the limit too. That Suzuki handles much better this year. A little bit of a wobble as he comes out of there. Heads down towards Shell Corner. Body language also said he is intent on beating these other two ahead of him. Lovely shot there. That Aeroq Honda of Robbie Peterson comes down from Aurora. He's flown down there by the Zimbabwe Airways, and he's lying there in fourth position. Here's another little pack coming through now. It's Lance de Koenig on the Honda, Chris Basson, Barry Salsters on that green Kawasaki, Jacko Vessel, another youngster from Gauteng who's going very well. And those white leathers are staying with that pack, and this is the dice going on for 11th position as the leaders go sideways into Vodacom corner, and there's lots going on. And number 25, Lance Isaacs, has been passed by Trevor Crooks, who's moved up another position. Wherever you look, there's battles going on. Here's the one for 12th spot to Koenig, Basson, Barry Skoltz on the green Kawasaki, and Jacko Vessel are tied together on the limit Tuesday. Get their weight at the back of the saddle to get more drive out of the corners. Nothing de Koenig can do. And number 24 is get Basson in there. Number 19, Barry Skoltz passes him, gets a draft. He's coming up the inside. No, he hasn't moved up a spot. 61, Chris Basson hangs on to that 12th position. On the limit, he goes a bit wide. There's a bit dangerous thing to do, and they are going flat out. Here are the leaders. Russell Wood's gone through, and Onassis now under pressure from Brett McLeod, and that is really pressure. 16 is Robbie Peterson, and then Greg Dreyer now riding his heart out there. Trevor Crooks is next, and Lance Isaacs, this 21-year-old youngster from Cape Town, is going like a rocket. The yellow and green leathers of Sean White from Harare, and then it's a Rushan Mudley on that Nasha Honda. It's great racing, world-class racing in the South African Superbike Championship. Wood is on his way. Here comes Brett McLeod looking for that inside position as Onassis goes round outside the cement that's been put down to soak up oil in the previous race. As Russell Wood gets down behind the screen, he can't get lower than this. And Onassis now 23, the Kawasaki, that speed bike Kawasaki under big pressure. Barry Skoltz just keeps Jacko Vessels out. He left it very late on the brakes going into Vodacom corner. He's gone a bit wide. He's gone off the circuit, froze for a moment there. He went into that corner far too quickly, gone off the circuit, and he'll have to get back into action. Concentrate. It's quite a thing to get your concentration going once again. Here's the leader. He's starting to walk this race. He's got it up to 2 seconds. And Brett McLeod, wobbling or not, gets on the inside there. Brad Onassis, number 1, the man who won both races at Killarney, rounds 1 and 2, has gone to second position. What a little ride. He's been testing overseas as well before he came back from Italy to ride in this race. Head down and going as they go down to Shell Corner. What a stylish little rider. Hanging in there's Brad Onassis, and so is Robbie Peterson. Runs the Kenny Roberts Racing School, has done for a few years. These riders have ridden in Australia, in Europe, they've ridden in America, and also out in Malaysia. So there's a lot of talent leading this field as they go heads down and come down towards us. Down this long straight down to Vodacom, leaving it very late on the brakes. You go right to the end of the line. Watches for riding of Russell Wood coming into the corner. He gets it sideways, he feathers the clutch, the wheel goes out of the back, and Brett McLeod is firmly in second position. But now Brad Onassis has got Robbie Peterson making a comeback on his tail. They're starting to get into the back markers now as the leaders come through there, going wide right alongside the pit wall. One is Brett McLeod getting away from Onassis, and right on his tail, as you can see, is number 16. Russell Wood, what a rider as he goes in there. 12 times the South African motorcycle champion on racing bikes and production bikes. Russell Wood has ridden them all and won them. And look at Brett McLeod tucked over, and Mike Wilhelmi has never been passed so quickly in his life as these 4 leaders come through. Onto the brakes goes Robbie Peterson behind. 0-2 is Greg Dreyer, and on his tail he's got Stuart McLeod. They're fighting it out for 5th position. Stuart's the older brother, Brett McLeod, now in 2nd position in this race as they go down there to Shell Corner. It's Brad Onassis on the limit, boy. He knows he's got, you can hear it in the bubble of his windscreen. He knows he's got Robbie Peterson tucked in behind him as they come out. They head up the hill there. The wind's blowing sideways onto these bikes. They're going to the double right-hander at Sayback Corner. And they're squeezing their way through past the back markers, these riders. They've got to do it first time. They haven't got time, otherwise they'll lose out. You don't open the door for any of these as Russell Wood comes through and getting it there. Robbie Peterson has gone to 3rd and beaten Onassis. Onassis only capitalized on those rocket starts from the front. He's gone back to 4th position. He's fit. His motorcycle certainly goes, but he's got to capitalize on those great starts that he gets in these races. 02 is Dreyer, on his tail 6 is Peterson, 21 is Trevor Crooks going better, 25 Isaac, 7 is Sean White, and Robbie Peterson looks pretty safe there in 3rd position. We're on the last lap now. The order looks like it's going to stay the same, or is it Peterson looking good, wobbling a little bit as he comes up to engine corner. Stuart McLeod is ahead of Dre, and Lance Isaac, 25, is on his team captain's tail on that order page cellular Honda. Lance Isaac is having the ride of his life. He's got 6th position in sight, and he means to try and pass Dreyer before the end of this race. Half a lap, a couple of corners to go, and Nassus, I don't think, can fight back with Robbie Peterson. He's really on form since he got in that Honda. Had a great ride at Killarney. He's going well at Killarney, and this is going to be a good season for the Zimbabwean. Greg Dreyer's there, and Lance Isaacs has got past Dreyer. As they come down towards us, it's going to be Russell Wood, it's going to be Brett McLeod, here comes Robbie Peterson, and Dreyer's making a comeback with Isaacs. The order page cellular Honda team are having it up between them. Trying to go on the inside of Dreyer very late in the brakes, but later even still is Lance Isaac on 25. What a great ride this young man is having. And Greg Dreyer gets his head down behind the screens, a big fella trying to tuck away behind Isaac. And here they come, the winner, Russell Wood, first win of the season, ahead of Brett McLeod. And who's going to get third? It's Robbie Peterson on the Honda, ahead of Brad and Assis. Then comes Stuart McLeod in 5th, Isaacs in 6th, ahead of Greg Dreyer. What a great win there for Russell Wood in the Nashua Yamaha. Russell is back winning now in the Nashua Yamaha.
Yeah, the Nashua Yamaha is going very well. It's got a good rider on it at the moment, so it's going really good. But I really have to thank Dave Freeman. Dave Freeman's done a lot of work, and he's got my bike going exceptionally well. And the best thing, I think, is the Yamaha starts off 9/10 a racer. You know, whereas the other guys, the Hondas and the Kawasaki's, it's more of a road sport bike. So they're that much further behind when they get to the track. And, you know, it's early bells. It's nice to crow now because we've got a few wins under the belt now. But let's see what happens the rest of the season.
Not only a few wins, a new lap record by the winner, 1:15.8, 0.7 of a second under the old lap record. And 8 riders lapped under the old record. But what a great ride by Lance Isaac in 6th spot.
Thanks to Autopage Cellular Honda and Donnie and the rest of the team, we finally got the bikes going. We had a few teething problems for the past 2 days. I had a good practice session late yesterday afternoon. And then when we got here this morning, the bike was giving us problems in the qualifying, and I qualified way down in 11th place, and I had to fight my way back up to the top. But hopefully for the next heat we can pull it off, maybe get a top 3 position.
Race number 2, another 12 laps of action, the best action so ever in motorsport. There's Dave Freeman with Russell Wood, the man who puts power into his motorcycle, and looking pretty relaxed there is Brett McLeod, although saying his engine's a bit flatly at the moment. Let's hope it not. Brian Hoskins flies, of course, runs for his life. The revs are up, and Nassus once again 4th on the grid. Another drag racing start under the Goodyear bridge. He's in the front again. There he is, number 23. Russell Wood's in the pack as he comes through. Disaster start for him again as Robbie Peterson goes to 2nd, and Sean White is 3rd. Some of them almost losing it. They're on the limit as they come through Conti Corner. It's Brad and Assis. Russell Wood's on 3. Coming up the inside, there is number 6, is Stuart McLeod, trying to push his way through. Brett McLeod goes around the outside of them all. They're chopping and changing in this corner. Every one of these riders in with a chance of winning this race as they head down towards Shell Corner down the hill. Cam is wrong. Here's Russell Wood chasing after Brad and Assis, well placed this time. But not as bad a start as he had before. Number 44 is Clinton Pino and his Yamaha, also in the middle of the pack. Another talented rider as they head up to the double right-hand at Saybat Corner. Here come down the long straight, the slingshot down this long straight. It's Brad and Assis making the most, and he's getting away from them. Let's hope he cashes in this time. He's a long way ahead, a 2.5 seconds ahead of Russell Wood in the first lap. Robbie Peterson is in 3rd, and coming through on the inside, number 1, Brett McLeod. There's Lance Isaacs, 25, going right around the outside. A very brave thing to do with this sort of talent that you find in this field. Looking very good. Brad and Assis, stylish rider, head down and going. He knows he can win this one. Russell Wood 16 is Robbie Peterson, 6 is Stuart McLeod, 44 is Clinton Pino, leading that mid-pack race that's going on as they get very late onto the brakes. They break past that Goodyear bridge on the way into Continental Corner. Brad and Assis hanging on to the lead. Robbie Peterson's now got Russell Wood on the inside, but he's got a danger man. Number 1, Brett McLeod, the South African champion, goes on his inside. Is he going to get him? Not to darn, says Russell Wood. Drives it round the outside, the yellow patch on the back of his leathers. His head's down and going. It's a needle match going down to Shell Corner. Who's going to get Brett McLeod? This is world-class motorcycle racing, and believe me, Russell Wood, 12 times champion, is going to make a comeback in this race. That is for sure. Greg Ray is going a lot better this time. Noddy van Kreenen's found more power for his motorcycle during the break between the 2 races. And Jacko Wessels is down. Oh, a bit of a wreck that always looks worse than it actually is. He's unhurt, but he walks away, this young man from Gauteng. As we rejoin the leaders, it's Russell Wood back in second. Brett McLeod's lost a bit of power. He's gone back a place to third, and Greg Dreyer starting to close. He's bringing Robbie Peterson with him. Lance Isaac, he goes so wide there, leaves it so late in the brakes. He's got Sean White from Zimbabwe, also getting a bit of a tangle coming out of the corner, right on his tail. Here they come. And Russell Wood has got onto Nasser's tail as they get onto the brakes for Conti corner. Watch Russell Wood, he gets it inside, he just slides that bike on the brakes into the corner, and the Nassus knows that he's got a real problem on his tail. Coming up to engine corner, Russell Wood's lining him up, and number one is Brett McLeod, wobbling a wee bit there, those Suzuki's do, still hanging on there, but definitely not the power he had before. And Nassus goes wide. Russell Wood's taking the chances. No, he closes the door, does the Nassus, and that Kawasaki's so quick. Peter Van Sail's got so much power, the acceleration that Kawasaki out of the corners to go down the shell. But he knows the writing's on the wall. He never gives up, does Russell Wood. He won't be able to pass him in the set of two corners coming up there, but that long straight could give him a tow down to Vodacom corner, as we're going to see in just a moment. Here they come. He's tucked in right behind Brad and Assis and hurrying along. Brett McLeod is still in there, down on power or not. He's hanging on to third. And Russell Wood's going for it. Goes on the inside, late on the brakes. He gets an Assis that's taken him 6 laps. They're coming up to the end of the halfway mark, and Russell Wood is back in front. And if he keeps us up, he's going to be able to have a double win here for the day. But Assis hanging on. We've got 6 laps of this race to go. A lot of concentration. Brett McLeod is still in third. Danger Men coming up the road. Dreyer on 2, and he's bringing Robbie Peterson with him. Way past the Goodyear bridge. They get onto the brake. Russell Wood looking good there as he powers it out of Conti corner and sets off towards the engine corner. A little bit of a wobble. There's a bumpy patch there as he comes up, defends his line in the middle of the road. Very late on the brakes. You can see that back wheel almost gets off the air. But Onassis is hanging on. Great, and Mike Wilhelmi, he's taken a tumble off his shell Kawasaki. That's at about 160 k's an hour, and he's unhurt fortunately. And they're the leaders in the background. And Russell Wood has still got that man, Brad Onassis, worrying him all the way. Looking very good, Brad. I must say that Kawasaki team has come together well. Brett McLeod is in third spot. Greg Dreyer still got Robbie Peterson on his tail. And there's Lance Isaacs following up in the rear. He's lying in 6th position at the moment, ahead of Graham van Badar and Trevor Crooks. Onto the brake. Look at that riding of that Russell Wood as he goes. He's the braking so late in that race. Greg Dreyer is looking good there for 4th. Lance Isaacs once again around the outside, leaves it late. He's gone wide. No, he's held on there. Sean White can't get through the inside, but you can just see the body language. He's got his head down behind him. He wants to catch that Lance Isaacs on his home track as Russell Wood comes through. He's only got that half a second ahead of Brad Onassis. Brett McLeod still hanging on there. They haven't got much closer to him. Here's Lance Isaacs, Sean White, number 5 is Graham van Badar. Then we've got Stuart McLeod, and then Trevor Crooks and Arushan Mudley on the Nash Yamaha just by. And we've got another folder. Chris Besson is off at Shell Corner. A little bit hurt there. It's unfortunate for him. He took a tumble going at about 130 k's an hour. Number 61, that's Chris Besson. He's going to play no further part in this race. Going for 11th spot, the Western Province champion on a motorcycle, Paul Medella. Very quick little rider, very talented. Needs more experience around the circuit. And on his tail, Clinton Pinnock from Gauteng on that Yamaha. He's giving it his all as they go down to Shell Corner. 2 very competent riders. Wherever you look around the field, there's just motorcycles in close combat on the circuit Killarney. It just lends itself to great racing, long straights, heavy braking, and tight corners. And Pinnock's trying to get him, but Medell knows the circuit very well as he goes round Sabre Corner. The laps are running out, and Brad Onassis tasting victories back on Russell Wood's tail and braking just as late as he goes into Conti Corner. He can so easy go, so have you seen, go off in this corner. Here they come out of Conti Corner heading towards engine, and Brett McLeod, he's slowing, his hand is up, the Suzuki's crowded up, and Robbie Peterson says thanks very much, grabs 3rd position, but he's got Greg Dreyer, number 2, that auto-paid Cellular Honda to deal with before the end of this race. As they powered, Robbie Peterson's having great rides, as we said a little bit earlier in the day. Powering it down to Shell Corner. Greg Dreyer knows the circuit well, looking for a place to get past him. Can't do it round here. You never pass around Shell Corner. You can't do it around the next corner either, not with this sort of talent ahead of you. As they head down and they're going to save that. He's not getting, he sits up there. Now he can do it as they go down the long straight. It's Russell Wood. He's opened up the gap just a wee bit. And Nassus has lost his toe. And Greg Dreyer behind is getting a toe as well down into the strong southeaster. Russell Wood looks like he's going to tie this one up. We're getting to the final stages. Robbie Peterson hangs on to 3rd, defends his line late on the brakes, and Greg Dreyer has got to try and find another place to pass him and grab that 3rd position. Wood is through, and Nassus has lost the toe there. And here the 2 of them come. Robbie Peterson's got problems. Greg Dreyer's the next one down the road. rattling engine or not. Brett McLeod is still circulating to get those points, because as they remain at the moment, Russell Wood is going to go to the top of the championship table ahead of Onassis, and then will come Brett McLeod. So he's got to get some points out of this race, and Greg Graf keeping the pressure on, looking for a place to get past. Robbie Peterson knows he's got one determined man right on his tail. Not many chances left as we go into the last lap of this race. They're coming up on Sajif Singh. It's Russell Wood going to win it. Onassis no chance now. That victory's gone down the drain. Russell Wood late on the brakes. Here comes Brad Onassis, got to deal with that back marker, got to go around the outside. And here's the other, the third spot. It's Greg Dreyer going a very tight line on the inside. Gets Robbie Peterson, and he's gone to third. This is going to be a great performance for him. Greg Dreyer, as they come for the flag. It's Russell Wood, 2 wins for the day on the National Yamaha. He's been followed across the line by Brad Onassis. A great ride on that Shell Kawasaki. And for third, who gets it is Greg Dreyer, just a half bike length ahead of Robbie Peterson. Well, I'll tell you something, he didn't hand it on a plate. The frustration of Robbie Peterson, he certainly didn't hand that third place on a plate to Greg Dreyer. No lap records in that one. 2 wins for the day for Russell Wood on the National Yamaha. Great performance. But what a ride there by Brad Onassis on the Shell Kawasaki. Brad, a tremendous start and a great race there for second.
You know, it's getting better on my Shell Speedbike Kawasaki every race. Only the second race on this Kawasaki, and I'm battling a bit to understand the technology and the suspension that Kawasaki used over the opposition from last year. So it's difficult. We had an engine fail on us in yesterday's practice, so we're using our spare motor, which is about 5% down on power over our race engine. So things have been tough. You know, the guys worked late last night changing engines, and 2 good starts. Battled in the first race again, slight engine problems again, and change of gearing for the second race. Back out there, and I pushed hard. Second overall for the day on our Kawasaki. I'm very chuffed, and so is the team.